Hello and welcome. We are back. It's been only like 80 months, maybe a day. I don't know. No one can tell what time is. It's a flat circle. But we're here and we're going to play some fucking D&D. Um, this is Lost Legacy, our ongoing D&D campaign. And we are entering season 3. I'm gonna introduce everyone, then we'll do a little bit brief summary and other cool, fun stuff. So, fortunately, Chris can't join us, so he will likely be Jaegered by another player if a combat or something breaks out. But he will be with us later on in the season. All right, starting who the first person I can see is Rennie.
Hi, everybody. My name is Rennie. I will be playing Disbin Tenderfoot, a goblin paladin with the Oath of Vigilance, which is a custom subclass that we made up specifically for this campaign. A fun fact about Dizzy is that he, part of his upbringing was living in a pig farm in Nairmore. So his diet consisted mostly of pork, maggots, potato, and feces. For
Potato.
just one potato.
One singular potato. Eaten like an apple, of course.
He didn't have vegetables or fruits for the first 8 years of his life.
Perfect. All right. Next, sorry, I didn't say this either, which is introduce yourself and who you're playing, like Reddy did, because he knew, and I'm the best at this. You can all tell that. Next will be Norm.
Hey everybody, I'm Norm. I'm playing everyone's favorite rock gnome artificer, Kellen, aka Kaboom, and I'm anxious to get back to the game. Missed all you guys.
Heck yeah. And last but not least, Sam.
Hey, I am the ghost of the player that used to play Odyseth Kroshkuk, the Dragonborn cleric. He is a lizard man, and he wants to make sure that everyone is well aware of that.
Perfect. All right, and I am your GM. I'm Gino. All right, so a lot has happened, and I'm going to definitely recap it very succinctly and well. So let's start. Okay. Let's tangent first, which is you can use your channel points, which look like little potion bottles, to buy either inspiration for myself or players or a player. You just put it in the chat when you spend your channel points. So that way, if you want to give the people an extra boost of luck or you want me to use luck against them, things are great. So the story so far. So, our heroes were in a coastal town known as Draven's Rest, which when you see a map later, it'll say something differently, but trust me, it's Draven's Rest. And while they were in that town, they found out there was a large plague going through it. They were kind of quarantined into the town, and they eventually discovered that a group, some sort of disease rats were going around, and that led them to an underground lair of a were-rat. There, they uncovered secrets that these were-rats were trying to infect the whole town, and this may have been a ploy from the rival kingdom of Freeport, but Freeport denies all allegations and associations with said occurrences. During this time, the heroes fought off and defeated them, and they also discovered that they were looking for a curator of a museum named Fingers Peacepennies, who Disbin met in his growth quest. Later did they learn that this was actually Nadia Peacepennies, the hero of old, of legend, who was supposedly dead and is far too old to be just a normal halfling. After rescuing her from some undead pirates? I don't know. Undead sailors, and discovering a little bit more about the ancient times before the heroes of legend really became themselves. They gathered up, and they defeated them, and they rescued Nadia with the help of Nadia's Shadow Lamont, and then They use a little bit of diplomatic immunity and some sly lawyering to defend themselves from being accused of murdering a diplomatic ship, and also due to Kellen's ability with alchemy and the help of Odysseus' divine magic, they found a way to cure the plague in a much more efficient manner than having, and the ability to mass cure the plague. And that is kind of where we left off, and we didn't really get to do it. So we're going to do a little bit of fast forwarding, where after saving the day, after making sure that everyone was cured, kind of going out on patrols and searching around for those who may have. I'll say you even encountered the 3 or 4 were rats that you spared earlier, willing to be cured, as to kind of make up the promise that they made to you that they wouldn't hurt other people. You rescued them, and then after that, and after your encounter with the knightly order that you helped protect and save, you were kind of set off after a little bit of shopping, and you left the city to head back to the Bastion of the Strong. Nadia said that she would meet you there, and I think for ease sake, we're going to say that Corfin is going to accompany her to kind of learn maybe some roguish trades and secrets, and also kind of expand, because it seems like Corvin has a bit of a connection with Nadia due to him using some of her old equipment. And so they kind of went off together, and they said they'll meet you there. So you guys are on the road. You know that essentially the plan here is is to leave Draven's Rest, pass through the kingdom of Stravend, which is where it will be oppositely named when you actually see the map, and you will be heading toward the Bastion of the Strong to meet with Norm, who is there, and some of the other orders of the Bastion. Yeah, so you're gonna travel. You're gonna travel by land and make your way all the way over there. Give me one sec. Sorry about that. So, you guys make your way. You begin leaving the city. The journey is going well. I mean, you guys have saved a group. You found some minorly enchanted magical items and things to help you with your quest forward. Some people were threatened upon their life and their castle, saying that their family's coming after them, Odyssesh, and that they have exactly a year's time to return to Khazralia, or else. And other people have not as many threats on them, I guess. Yeah, you guys make your day. What's kind of what kind of speed are you making on this trek?
I think we're not moving quickly, but we're moving with purpose. We're I don't know our movement situation. Like Dizzy is riding on Reggie, his faithful celestial hound. I don't know if there's horses for other people, but I imagine we're keeping a moderate pace. Would be my guess.
I'll say this: if you want, you have the money. You could get easily horses. You can get a horse and cart situation. Whatever you wish. You let me know if what your travel arrangement is. Again, you might need a cart and horses for the future.
Oh, you know what? My new plan. I have vehicles land. I am proficient with driving vehicles. So, Gene, can I say we got a horse and cart? Yeah, totally fine.
I'll say, look up the cost for it, and
you got it.
Because you are saviors of the city, and kind of actually, you know what? Don't even look up the cost. As you're kind of shopping around, of a kind of like retcon a little bit, the order of the Golden Rooster. Yep.
Yeah.
Seeing that you will be going on your quest, and that you very eloquently and nobly refuse the call, but they still feel they owed you a debt. And so for that, you are provided a reinforced wagon and two old war horses that are old enough to now be draft horses. So they will have
Cool.
the stats of a war horse because they may have different stats if we actually do things, but they have the abilities of a war horse. So they won't be spooked by like loud noises, and they can handle themselves in combat. But they are a little older, so they need to take a little bit slower pace than. So they probably have the speed of a draft horse versus the speed of a war horse.
Understood.
And I'll be a cart rider because I'm not really big enough to handle a horse. So.
But you know what? It's a familiar spot for you because you remember back when your brother would pull the wagon to and from Narmore. And Otisesh,
Can I
imagine.
fit on a horse?
You can fit on a horse or you can ride in the wagon.
No, I'm not gonna ride in the wagon. I'll fit on a horse, and
Okay.
I'll just be really awkward about it.
I mean, you've ridden dragonelles and you've ridden giant lizards.
Yeah, this has fur though.
The knee mechanics are weird because they're not quite the same, and it's a lot less scuttling. But you know what? Give me a history check, or give me a history check using Constitution. So proficiency plus your Constitution score.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna make it hard. I'm gonna make you use weird skills with weird stats.
So I am proficient in it, but I add my constitution instead of my intelligence, so I'm even better at it. So +7. $24.
Honestly, you were trained in the Empire. You were trained on a mount. You were trained to survey a battlefield, to assess tactically. Being in a saddle, being in an upraised position, at first it's a little odd, but they're very well trained horses. Like it's a very well trained war horse, and it's a little inefficient in its movements, and it doesn't quite move as elegantly as one of the drakes that you have ridden, but it's acceptable.
It'll do.
It'll do, I mean the only thing that's different is you're a little bit higher than you would normally be, so it's like a bit better of a point. But the hooves are inefficient; they don't grip. You don't think it could climb, but you are like a warlord born in a saddle, and it. So make that you have 3 war horses, as 2 are pulling the wagon and 1 Otisesh. Otisesh, roll me a d20 and tell me if it's high or low.
It is 13.
So you get a actual like a midlife war horse. So a full stats of war horse.
Got it.
It is not a older one, as they kind of give you these things, knowing that your quest is just and that you have more to do. All right. So you guys begin making your way down from. Oh, let me switch over to the other map so everyone can see. Haha. All right. So as we kind of move forward, there we go. I will start drawing your map. So you begin to move down this path, hugging kind of the coastline to keep to it. Someone give me a d20 check, please. Just roll a d20.
Here I go. 13.
Okay. So far, the day seems uneventful. Birds, a lot of gulls in the area. In the distance, you see some smoke, far distance, probably about half a day's ride. And you're thinking that it'll probably take you about 3 days to Bastion of the Strong, assuming you don't push yourselves. This is kind of like the half day of you riding, and it seems uneventful. You guys kind of begin moving your way, continuing down the coast. and you kind of nightfall begins to hit. Uh, you're about, you think, maybe half a mile from a town. If you want to push yourselves into the evening, or if you guys want to camp on the road, you can.
Is this like as the sun sets kind of thing, Gene?
Yeah. You'd either probably stop here for camp, or you'd push maybe an hour or two further because there's a small town in the distance.
I'm gonna say that like I start smelling the air, and Reggie also starts smelling the air, and we kind of do it both in this similar dog-like way. And Reggie starts to whine and kind of pant, and I'm like, okay. Reggie says there's something good cooking in that town. I haven't had a good home cooked meal in a while. I wouldn't mind stopping in the town, but we don't have to.
I wouldn't object to some good food.
I do not have a preference for where we stay, but making faster progress would not be objectionable.
Well, my dad always said that you work better on a full stomach. And then you take a nap, and then you have a snack, and then you get to work. So, yeah! And I spur the horses to the town.
Roll me a d20, Rennie, to see how the horses' stamina hold in their olden age, pushing them a little bit further.
Sure.
Just roll d20. I'm pretty sure it's like a +2 or 3, so I'll
Ooh, 6, bud.
Okay. The horses definitely go. It takes a little bit longer, but they are tired and tuckered out by the time you get to the town. It seems like, again, these are older horses, and pushing them is a little bit harder, but you make it nonetheless. They are definitely a svet has been put upon them, and the ride was not super smooth. But you get to this small village. There's no like sign outside. There's no like welcome to here. It's just a small village. It definitely reminds you of Nairmore. You see smoke rising. You see a bunch of small huts, or not small huts, but like small cottages, farmland around, and you definitely see an inn. And you see a small inn, and it's called the Chipped Mug, and it's very much like a mug of beer with a chip missing and beer like pouring out of that side.
Great bar name, by the way, Gene. Just a great bar name.
Listen, I want you to know I pulled that from the ether, and that's what I knew that name had to be.
That's a great name. Gene, is there a spot I can easily see to pull the cart to?
Yeah. So you see, not only do you see like a hitch, there is a small barn to the back end, like a small stable. You see a few horses are hitched to this stable, to this post outside, and you see as you begin clocking up, it's now dark and not quite like lanterns are lit throughout the town, and there's not a lot of movement out here. Eventually, as you begin making a lot of noise because you're moving a cart, you notice that the roads become cobblestone, and so you make even more noise. And at that point, by the time you get up toward the hitch, you see a little boy kind of comes out. First, like, looks toward all of you, expecting to see something, and not seeing anything they expect. And at first it was like a huh, and then it became like a huh, as this little child, or not child, but like teen, just like stares at you, mouth agape.
Hey, buddy.
Hello? Oh, I thought... hello?
Listen, okay if I put the wagon and the horses in the barn? Is there a fee? I'm happy to pay it.
Well, for those large horses, he kind of looks up. That'll be, and the wagon, that'll be 1 silver.
Rummage. Bling! I throw him a silver.
He kind of like, look, it's dark, so he's like, and like, he falls on the ground, picks it up.
Geez, where are my manners? Hi, I'm Disbin, by the way. This is Reggie, and I, of course, point to the dog. Listen, there's another silver in it if you can tell me the best meal that these guys prepare.
Well, I'm Torlin, and the best meal. Well, they do make a shepherd's pie. I mean, it's full of shepherds, so it makes sense. It's a very good meat pie. It generally has meat and taters and peas and carrots. And then like a gravy. I don't really know how they make it, but I know it's good. Sometimes, if you're lucky and a pig has died recently, you'll get some bacon crumbs on top.
Mm.
Did you
I
say
Uh,
the meat in the pie is shepherd's?
no, no, it's a hearty meal. It's a shepherd's pie because they eat a lot of the meat that a shepherd would have. So it has like lamb and stuff. And he's like looking at you, kind of like scared because you're like this big, intimidating dragonborn. It doesn't have people in it, if that's what you're asking.
Sounds good to me.
It's a hearty meal that shepherds eat. I don't know the etymology thingy of it. Please don't ask further. But yes, I could take your horses. Yeah, my dad will treat you in. I don't know how much rooms. Oh, wait, maybe hold on. If you're sharing room, the room, so they got a big room for many people, or they got private rooms. The big room for many people is 3 copper, but private rooms are 1 silver, and you get a meal. I think, right? And he's like starts kind of like, I think it's, yeah, it's something like that. Don't quote me on it.
I'll hop down off the wagon and kind of like right in front of this kid, and I imagine now
You
the
like,
height disparity is a lot more.
he's probably like, how tall is this? He like what, 3'5", 4 foot?
I'm like 3'5", 3'8" at best.
Yeah, he's probably like got at least half a foot on you.
Yeah, still. Thanks, kid. I'll put another silver in his palm. Reggie says that meal sounds divine, and
Burp, burp.
Reggie will kind of, yeah, and I will pat Reggie, and we'll head towards the
Oh,
door.
okay. And he kind of, all right. And he hops onto the wagon, and he kind of begins steering it towards the barn. So, yeah, as you guys kind of enter the chipped mug, uh, under Tourmaline's suggestion, you see that there is, it's a little bit of a hustle and bustle of a small crowd. It definitely reminds at least Kellen and Dizzy of home, of like when people who didn't have the time or to cook the meals, or they, like you see a few villagers kind of doing a late meal, or maybe they're the people who keep drinking. Again, it's a little bit past dinner time, but you see like 2 or 3 people, families maybe talking, hanging, eating, and then you see like 3 people that definitely don't belong, have very dirt caked, boots, maybe spurs on, kind of like heavy cloaks, even though they're not wearing them now, but near them. And they're kind of, 2 of them are keeping themselves talking. There's a half elf at the bar who's kind of just like head down, eating this like large uh, shepherd's pie, and just drinking a beer, but kind of keeping to themselves. And standing at the bar, kind of doing service. You see a like a medium sized man, maybe like 5'8", 5'10", not too built, not too lanky, a little bit of a paunch of a gut, but not wouldn't be called out of shape. Definitely someone who enjoys a beer here and there, and probably doesn't do a lot of moving besides serving at a bar. And then there's a back door that seems to lead to a kitchen where you smell a smell of roasting potatoes, meats cooking, definitely some sort of stew like a smell of like carrots, onions, potatoes more. And you do get the hint of bacon.
Human team. This is a human person.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. At least humanoid. He looks humanish at this distance.
I will hop up on a stool at the bar.
Oh, hey there, kind of puts a big, hand out. Name's Tucker, and as he says that, you notice light tusks, only like maybe a quarter of an inch where his canines are, but it's barely noticeable.
I will like slap my hand into his. Hey Tucker, I'm Disbin. This is Reggie, and I imagine it's like me sitting at the bar and like just Reggie's head, like poking above it next to me. We would like 2 of your finest shepherd pies. Well, 4 of your finest shepherd pies.
Tucker, I have a query.
Well, he kind of looks at you. Never seen your type around, but anyone's welcome if they got the coin. What's your query?
I have been traveling in the human realm for some time now, and had many pies.
All right.
When we had pork pie, I was told it was made of pig. When we had chicken pot pie, I was told it was made of chicken. Please explain to me what is in the shepherd pie.
Well, I'm gonna first say, you said chicken pot pie. You didn't say anything about having pot made in it, so...
It came in a pot.
Well, a shepherd's pie is everything that a shepherd would harvest, make, and generally have at hand to make a meal. So it's all slapped together. So it's what a shepherd's, I don't know, trade or just things they have. So they'd have sheep and they'd have, if they had a small farm, they'd have potatoes, onions. And so it's called a shepherd's pie because it's also hearty and it can feed those people.
You see Disbin's little goblin finger? Mr.
Yes.
Tucker, sir, I don't want to correct you because that's rude, but my mom, she's like a prolific cook, and she told me that shepherd's pie was like, it's like, imagine there's like a pot over a fire, and it's going all day, and as the shepherd is like cleaning vegetables and cutting potatoes and trimming fat, like all those little bits that are left over all get put in the pot, and it's not that it's shepherd's pie like there's shepherds in it, it's the shepherd's pie, right? It's like his pie. It's all, but it's like an all-day thing. That's why it all comes together, and it's stewed for like a long time. Sorry, Mr. Tucker. I feel like I interrupted.
All right, well, it looks like...
Everyone says it's very hearty, but I imagine it would be more hearty if the shepherd were also in the pie.
I think that depends on your tastes, but we don't serve that kind of shepherd's pie here, and you likely won't find it in all of Stravehend, and I wouldn't look for it, because that sounds bad for someone who is not from this kingdom or area. I wouldn't inquire about pies that are full of shepherds. But let me get you my shepherd's pie. And he kind of heads into the back. And after a minute or two, you guys get out these, large plates that, a shepherd's pie is served in sliced, potato bottom, potato top, bunch of meat and stuffing on the inside. That's how you make the pie. You bake it. And then there's some bacon sprinkled on top, and he sets out a large plate, a large piece in front of all of you. Drinking? What do you need?
Beer, please.
Okay. And he turns around and pops a small keg and begins pouring. He hands you a nice beer. It seems to be a wheat beer. As you saw on your way here, you saw wheat fields in the distance. So makes a little bit of sense. So for travelers and all of a very strange company in these lands, a little bit far from, kind of looks to you, Norm, a little bit far from the verdant sea, and often, I don't want to make assumptions, but he kind of looks to you, Disbin, but I know a lot of people from Freeport, or at least those who mostly stay there, don't travel this far.
I'm not from there.
Oh, all right. Everyone has their own walks of life. It's just where most of the common folk that they come from in that area. But I have heard, and he looks to you, Otisesh. I've heard of your people, but I don't really know much because you're all very apparently reclusive or over a mountain that's very hard to cross. But I have heard tales. Is it true that if a person was a humanoid that's not a reptile man, it comes there that you flay him alive and you put him on your giant living ships?
Sometimes.
He gulps.
That's not true. That's not true. That's not true, Otis. And like you can see Dizzy's like a little scared. Like that can't be true. That's crazy.
Why?
You put people on, you flay them alive and put them on your boats?
Sometimes.
What's the what? Why? Why would you do that?
I regret I asked that conversation and tried to be a sociable bartender. And he kind of leans back, kind of out of the conversation slightly.
As soon as he leans back, he goes, "We don't do that."
But Dizzy has like a full belly laugh over that. Mr. Tucker, I take out gold and I just put it on the bar. I hope that's enough.
He kind of like, his eyes go a little wide. Are you staying for the night?
If we can, if you got space.
I mean, the common room always has space, but we have, let's see. Let's roll a d20. Someone roll me a d20.
I will roll you a d20.
Roll it.
Okay.
Go, Sam, go.
13. We're getting a lot of 13s.
All right. I mean, that's higher than it. That's on the up end, and that's fine. He goes, well, if you're sharing, I only have one large room that can sleep about two. It has two separate beds, so it can sleep more. Looking at you two who are smaller. I got about two. I got two singles as well.
The group room's fine.
All right. Well, that's kind of like that's 3 silver for the room for the night, and this meal will be included. But you will have to pay for your beer, or if you want seconds.
I guess just take it out of the gold.
All right.
It's all yours.
All right. What are you drinking? Now, since you are my friends, like you see his like full demeanor changes. I
look at Kellen and Otis like, okay.
I got a special mead that was made by some of the beekeepers in the area. Some of the farmers have some bee nest, and with that honey, they've been making mead. And I got me a bottle or two that I would love to share with such good friends and well-paying customers. Would you like to try this?
Sure.
All right. He heads into the back and he pulls out like a clay bottle, cracks the cork off and like the wax seal, pours you each a small glass, and he kind of raises up to good travels and good friends.
That's a good one. Good travels, good friends. And Dizzy will take a shot or take a sip.
It's pretty good meat. It's not the best, but it's solid.
Tucker, I gotta say, the sweet, it's really nice, and the shepherd's pie is savory. You should make it like a special, like a sweet and savory, right? Like make it a combo thing, and maybe charge an extra copper or two, whatever. But put a little marketing into it.
Oh, he goes, well, we're more of a passerby. We don't really get a lot of people to come and stay. This is more just,
hey.
What?
Don't sell yourself short. If you put a sign in that window that you got, you have shepherd's pie with bacon crumblies and you get a free little shot of mead, I guarantee you would see an uptick in business.
Well, I'll take me a think on that. And he kind of, maybe. But yeah, enjoy yourself. If you want a table or want to hang out at the bar, both are good options. And he heads over and grabs you a key, like a large metal key, and he hands it to you. That's the key. If you go up the stairs, it'll be the last door, all the way at the end. And it'll open up. There'll be a double bed, and you get a little bit of a balcony if that is your interest.
I don't know if I ever had a balcony.
Well, first time for everything. And he leaves you alone, but he definitely is attentive if you want anything or need any more stuff throughout the night. You see Tourmaline re-enters. He kind of, checks on people real quick, and then he kind of heads over to the fireplace, begins adding a little bit more wood. He seems to be doing those like minor chores, cleaning tables as people leave. And you guys, after about an hour or so, you notice that a majority of the inn has cleared out, leaving only the half-elf man who's been kind of near you, but like away enough to be not part of your conversation, and the two other travelers who are kind of just chatting at a table.
Does anybody seem to be paying us any particular attention?
Definitely. You're definitely getting glances. I mean, you got glanced all night. Not you as much, Kellen, as you seem to be the most normal person that they would see. But there are definitely glances toward Otisesh because he's also very large and licks his eyeballs because he can't blink.
And he's constantly making that face.
Yeah.
And he's looking to eat shepherds.
Shooting acid out of his eyes as a defense mechanism. And I mean, I think Dizzy, once he's kind of like in the groove of like in this environment of a bar room and like a tavern, it seems like people just want to get along. Like, Rennie, you have folk hero as a background, right? Yeah. So it's like, at the moment, it's like when they first saw a goblin, they were like, oh, free, okay. And then like the moment he was in step, and he also has a dog, and people love dogs, that he kind of blended in almost. Like you could have lost Dizzy in this non-existent crowd. Like he just felt like part of the people here. But yeah, they're all just kind of, they're all keeping themselves. Yeah, and as you kind of look around, you realize that like this is kind of one of the first stops from Draven's Rest in the mainland. So like this town definitely isn't like a huge town, but it definitely is like a waypoint if you had like a hard ride from somewhere else. And yeah, if there's anything else you want to do in the evening, let me know. If not, we're gonna keep going.
Yeah, I think, G, real quick, I imagine again, I kind of fall into this, like, it's a hospitality space, right? And Tucker's very welcoming, and again, Dizzy has those values as well. So I imagine, like, I kind of get along with Tucker, and at a certain point, like, as we've chatted and stuff, I kind of want to spread 5 gold on the table, and I want to just kind of slide it towards Tucker and go, hey, bud, listen, I really appreciate what you do here. That shepherd's pie, seriously, it's quality. My mom's probably better, but still good.
He kind of grumbles at you when you say that.
Listen, it's mom's cooking. Come on, man.
And then, well, I'll have to get Marcus out here, and you'll have to tell that to his face.
If my mom has to come down here, and you know what, man, we're not. Tucker, I like you. We're not doing this.
And you think back to finding out that your mom was a tunnel, one of the elite warriors of the Verdant Sea, and you're like, oh, never mind.
Oh God, yeah. She's listening. I just kind of want to give me this money, Tucker, and listen. I want you to use. I imagine that not everyone, when they come in, maybe has enough gold or silver to stay or get a meal or whatever. And I imagine you see people who maybe have to sleep outside. I want you to just use some of this money to maybe just, this is money for other people, right? If they come in and they don't have enough, this is for them. All right. If you use a gold or two to help with your business and maybe do my marketing plan, that's definitely a good idea. that's fine. But just put some of this money aside and just help people. I mean, I think that you have a really good atmosphere here, and you know, I think that kindness begets kindness. So, and I'm gonna just give him this 5 gold.
At first, you definitely sense a bit of reluctance because, like, it seems like I'm not going to take handouts. But, like, as you kind of go, who thinks about that? I got an idea. And he kind of pulls out a slate board.
Okay.
And he goes, what's your name again?
My name's Disbin, but everyone calls me Dizzy.
All right. And you hear, as he begins scraping, and it says, Disbin's fun for wary travelers. And he kind of like puts it on like a clay jug. He takes the 5 gold, tucks it away, and then pulls out like maybe like 20 or 30 copper and like 4 silver into the jug. I don't want anyone stealing it, but I figured as it replenishes, I can refill it up.
I get it. Also, you got to make it look like there's, people have already donated. I get it. I get it.
Oh, yeah, maybe more people will donate. Oh, that's a good idea. All right. Maybe I won't have to speak to your mother about pie, and I'll just say that she raised a good boy, and I appreciate it.
Tucker,
good advice.
You come to my mom and you talk to her about pie, you're gonna get brought to school. You know what I mean? She's gonna sit your ass down and teach you. So just don't. If you're gonna come to my mom, just come correct. Is what I'm saying.
Okay. I don't. I think I'm gonna lay off Miss Dizzy. Okay, I think I will be. I will bow out of that competition.
Keg would love to have you.
And he kind of keeps, talking and having a fun chat. Things you kind of learn about as you're in this tavern. You kind of overhear or gossip. He obviously loves gossiping. Of course, he's a bartender. He tells you that the travelers, the ones that have the boot that are covered in mud, apparently they're heading toward Draven's Rest, and they come from Pentos. Apparently, a message was sent out to Pentos about this plague, and they're coming to find out what happened or assist. Because again, people wouldn't know that the plague has been ended, during this time period.
Sure.
Word of mouth does not spread as fast. So, and he goes, yeah, they're all the way from Pentos. They've had a hard ride, but they're making their way to Draven's Rest. They have messages, and I think one of them's a holy man. I'm not really sure, honestly. Kind of gestures to the half elf. That's Arniel, and Arniel kind of just like nods. He runs missives and messages all throughout Draven Rest. I think he's on his way to the capital, Castle Grim, and it's a bit south. But I think he's running a message from Draven's Rest. He's been here a few days. I think he's resting up before the hard ride. But yeah, he moves up and down. And so if you have any messages that you need to get throughout Draven the Kingdom, he's your guy. And he kind of nods. And as you look at him, you notice that he is wearing livery and like things of like what looks like not a royal messenger, but like someone who works for the Kingdom of Stravend. For you guys who are in the museum, especially Dizzy, they have the sigil of the hawk helm that the Baron used to wear. And so that's kind of the goss you get in here.
Cool. I thank Tucker for the info and keep chatting with him. And I guess, I don't think I'm going to disturb any of the patrons. I kind of leave everyone to their own devices.
Okay.
I will tell Kellen, though, at a certain point when we're together again, whatever, hey, listen, this guy's a messenger over here. If you want to send something home to mom and dad or your brother, I mean, he could probably get it there. I saw my folks not too long ago, So I think I'm okay. But
Well, you think if he's doing messages about what's going on, maybe we can bring him up to speed on the situation that we resolved.
in Draven's Rest,
Mm-hmm.
I guess I mean, if you want to go talk to him, I just don't know if he's got like a job. I don't know if you want, sure.
Okay. Well, Kellen will jump off the bar and go sit next to the half elf and say, "Greetings, half elf. How are you?"
Well,
I'm Kellen.
greetings, gnome. How are you? I'm Arniel.
Ah, very nice to meet you. I understand you're a messenger of sorts.
Yes. He kind of looks at you like with that weird intro. He's like, I don't know where this conversation's going.
Well, Kellen's
Yeah,
very socially awkward.
yeah, no, I get it. He just, yes,
I
I
do
don't
have some
know.
good information about Raven's Rest.
All right. I mean,
The plague has been resolved. Everything is getting back to normal.
is that a claim, or do you have details that we could back this up?
We do have details. Me and my friends, and I point over to the group of friends. We were working there, and we assisted with that.
All right, all right. Okay. I imagine that you will go into a little bit more of a explanation of how you cured the
I'll
plague.
explain I'm an alchemist, and I was working behind the scenes. And we all
so as you begin talking,
he
he kind of like puts a finger out, and he pulls out a small scroll, and pulls out an inkwell and a pen, and he begins writing down in a weird language that you've never seen, but you understand from watching him write that it is a ciphered shorthand.
Oh, what's that? I don't recognize that.
Oh, it's a something I developed to keep my memory sharp and able to keep longer messages concise to the point.
Very interesting. Can I take a closer look?
No, not to be offensive, but I use it for other notes that I do not want to fall into other people's hands.
Very well.
But he goes, that's very fascinating. Well, I thank you for that. I will definitely spread the news. And thank you so much for all of that.
Where are you where are you heading next by chance?
I am heading to Castle Grim, but I will be stopping along the other villages along the way, in case there's any.
Oh, what's a castle? What's a Castle Grim?
Well, it's the capital of the Draven Nest. The Straven Kingdom. It's to the south. Are you not? Oh yes, you're not from around here. He goes, if you follow the lake toward the river and go all the way down the river, at the second fork, or you will see Castle Grim. You'll also see it because it has a large skull opening as the entranceway. I think it's from a more eclectic time.
Is Castle Grim on our hit list of places to stop or no?
Nope.
I think so.
Just a place. Just a place with a description and a name. But who knows? Maybe there is something there. I don't know. If
Do you have
tell
any
me you're
interesting
going
news
there.
of anything? Do you have
Where
any
is
news of anything else in the area?
Or you asked Tim.
Where are we heading again?
If you are heading to the Bastion
The
of
Bastion of the Strong.
And that is correctly labeled on the map?
Correct.
Okay, so Castle Grim is out of our way.
Correct.
Or past where we're going. Okay.
Correct. But it might be on the way to something else after that. So, let's see. It seems like he kind of like looks around back and forth. Seems like I don't want to say it because it sounds bad coming from me, but it seems like Freeport is up to no good. Seems like there's been strange motions. Apparently, some sort of ghost ship reappearing. But again, I don't really deal with them. It seems like there definitely seems to be, I hear, activity happening near the Great Fissure. I don't know if those gentlemen from Pentos might know anything about that. But the place that connects to the Verdant Sea seems like the fissure, things are coming up from it. I'm not quite sure, but I hear that there are strange happenings going on recently, honestly. Probably in the past few months, maybe a year. things have started to get odd.
Very interesting.
But no, I'm just running letters, delivering them here and there, and making sure that people can, speak to their loved ones, or if they need to ask for the sovereign for help, or need a magistrate to come out to some of these further villages. I'm the man to make sure those letters go out. Now, there will be a few others of my order, and they are in other villages, but we try to make our rounds.
Oh, it was a pleasure to meet you. I want to get back to my friends.
All right. Well, that sounds good. And he kind of rolls up the parchment and tucks it away. Dizzy.
So stroll back to the bar. Did you hear this? Weird things in Freeport and fissures and ghost ships. Sounds very exciting.
Well, I don't know. I mean, those were the people who brought the freaking rat plague, so I don't know. They're no good.
Dizzy, you get a cold chill on your back, like someone walked over your grave or is staring daggers at you.
I'm gonna actually telepathically communicate with Reggie, and I'm gonna be like, "Hey, bud, is someone staring at me, or is someone looking at me?" Yeah.
Mm-mm. He's just kind of sitting there. You still feel it.
Hey, Kellen, I got a weird, just hang tight, and I'm gonna kind of bow my head, and my eyes will kind of fill with golden color for a moment, and I'm gonna activate my divine sense, and I'm gonna kind of scan the room, Gene.
Okay.
That was actually the trigger for your divine sense, was the weird feeling on the back of your neck. And as you
I see.
as you take a moment to look, you make not eye contact, but you hone in on one of the messengers speaking, the two from Pentos. Not the one that was gestured to that as a holy man, but the other one. You just got that
What kind of?
just a chill over your back. I'm trying to think. Um, it's undeath, but it doesn't feel quite right.
Okay. I'm actually gonna kind of.
It's an off undeath.
Yeah. I'm gonna kind of elbow Otisesh in his ribs real quick. Hey, bud. I don't know what's going on at this table over there in the corner, but one of them is some kind of undead. I don't know what kind, and I don't really know if it's a problem, but I get a weird vibe.
Well, we can do one of two things. We can mind our own business and continue on our way to the bastion as quickly as possible. Or we can fuck them up.
That's the only two options, Otis.
Yes.
Or,
This is
or
Reddy
Dizzy
laughing, not Dizzy.
Or Dizzy can just talk to him like he usually does and find out what they tell us.
Yeah. I think I'm gonna go with option Kellen for this one, Otis. Let's call those backups.
I'll go with you in case they start something.
Okay. Yeah. No, that's good. Hey, Tucker. What are these guys drinking? Can you just get me around for these guys and just give it to me? I'm gonna bring it over to them.
Well, he goes, that man over there, he's drinking water. He points to the priest. And the other one hasn't had anything.
Jeez. Have they got any food?
The priest has. That's how I know, because he
All right.
his symbol hung out.
Okay. Get me some pretzels or fritters or something. I'll pay for for them. Just I want to have something to go over there with.
All right, all right.
What holy symbol is the priest? You said the priest's holy symbol is out.
Oh no, he said Tucker noticed he had a holy symbol when he came up to order. He didn't.
Got
You
it.
you don't currently see what it is.
Does Severax have a read on these guys?
You can make me a perception check to kind of get like a better look, or an insight check if you're trying to get their mood feeling.
I just imagine Otis just like
18.
and ball the
on
fuck out of him.
perception.
Okay. Yeah. So, first thing you notice, the stranger who Dizzy keyed in on, he kind of has like not pale, but like grayish skin, like someone who has either is really really sick or very ashen from like I drank way too much in my entire life. Like it's just like someone who looks ill. But he's not moving in a way that looks that way, just his skin looks that way. And then you notice that there that the sorry. That the man the priest seems to have a symbol on it that looks like kind of like a large gateway, like a gated door, but it's kind of in the shape of like a fancy tombstone.
Hmm. Do I know what that is?
All right.
Make me a religion check.
Got it. 23.
Okay. So this entity has many names, but the base like moniker people have given it is the Gatekeeper. They are the god of mourning, like mourning someone's death, funerals, transition, judgment, and thresholds. So they're kind of like a neutral god of death,
Pokemon,
more lawful.
we can only
Okay.
get our team from the Stars.
And you know that essentially to kind of break it down of the pantheons, you know that the Colossi, there are 4 of their gods. The Draconic, your pantheon, is split into 3. The Titans also have 3. The Archfey have 3, and the Gods of Death have 3. But the Gods of Death are newer to this world. But when I say newer, that is still thousands of years ago.
What are the laws around undead?
You don't know. You're not from here.
What are the laws around undead from like commonly in the world?
I think it really depends. So you know that Pentos, where this guy is from, is a theocracy run by 5 churches. Definitely each representing one of the aspects. So one's a death church, one is, the Archfey church, one is a Titan church, one is the Colossi church, and there may even be part of the Draconic church. Who knows? But you know that each one of these represents those domains. You know that Pentos has a strict, like, fucking kill undead till they're dead forever policy. But, I mean, you would think that if something were, like, if someone saw a skeleton, it would not be illegal to just kill them. Mm-hmm. But if it is something that is not obviously undead, and they could somehow prove they were, it's like...
Yeah.
It'd be like, if it were like a zombie, you think that no one would have any issues. But if it's something that you can't prove, or you didn't just slay him and like, this was a vampire the whole time, guys, I swear. Like, I mean, you might be able to pull off Diplomatic Immunity Part 2, but you don't know how far that would go in a rural village full of mob justice.
Mm-hmm. Understood.
Yeah. I mean, I feel like for you, yeah, your people probably aren't super into it, but they see the necessity of necromancy if it's useful.
Mhm.
So that's it.
All right. Can I say I get a bowl of pretzels or fritters or something?
Yes.
Gene, I'm gonna scoop them up, but before I do, I'm gonna pull my hood on my cloak of vagrant, and as I do, Gene, I'm gonna activate one of its abilities of it's the first time I'm ever doing this. I'm going to cast the Arcanist's magic aura on it.
Ooh.
And I'm going to use the mask. I'll put it in roll 20, but I'm using the mask property where you can change when people try to detect you. You can basically change your creature type.
Okay.
And other spells and magical effects treat the creature as if it were a creature of that type or that alignment. Right? So basically, I can change my creature type.
Yep.
And I'm going to change my creature type, I think, to plant.
Interesting. Okay.
Yep. I'm gonna think Dizzy just kind of goes with what he knows, and he's gonna just again 2 aura effects, Gene.
Okay.
And I pull my hood back, and maybe there's a little more green in Dizzy's swamp green hair. Maybe the yellow in his skin's got a little, that yellow's a little deeper. And I'm going to approach the table.
Yeah.
Kellen's going to stay at the bar to watch everything in case anything happens.
The man, the priest who's kind of having small conversation with this sickly looking gentleman, turns with a hawkish nose, slate gray eyes, and looks to you. Yes, my child.
Hi. The barman wanted to offer you this complimentary sort of. You know what? Now I'm kidding. I wanted to break the ice. I'm Disbin, and this is for you guys. I just haven't had a chance to say hi. And I hear you guys are from Pentos, looking into the what happened at Draven's Rest.
Yes, I am Mortimer. This is my compatriot, Vandris. Yes, we are looking into the plague and curse that has broken out. Have you been near there?
Actually, we just came from there. We
His eyes go a little wide as you say that.
Yeah, no, I know, I know. You're going to investigate a plague, and we just came from the plague town. Trust me, I get it. We actually encountered the curse that was affecting that place, and me and my friends, we actually kind of dealt with it head on. We actually just purged it 2 days ago, a day and a half ago. So I'm sure there's more details to be learned, but we were the ones who actually sort of dealt with it directly, and I thought that might be useful.
I do not want to presume your truth or not truth. Would you be okay if I used a prayer to determine if your words are true and that if you are tainted by this curse still?
Sure. Yeah. This is Otis, by the way. Otis is with me. He's my buddy.
Kind of looks up. Interesting.
Yeah. I mean, I can tell you, I'm not lying, right? I mean, who can you trust out here? Um. Yeah. I will say this. I have no problem if you do it to me, but my friend, he didn't. He hasn't consented to that, so
Of course, of
maybe
course.
leave him out of it.
But he is. He looks to you. Would you mind if I at least did the detection magic upon you to see if you are cursed by this malady?
Would you mind if I cast random magic on you as well?
It is not random. I am telling you what I am going to do to you.
And I am to trust you why?
Well, you have come over here, and if you are spreading this plague, I must stop it.
And if we're here as plague bearers, it's unlikely that we're to walk up to the table of people who are investigating the plague and introduce ourselves.
Well, you may, again, I do not know if you believe you are uninfected or not, and whether you are and it's somehow attached to your soul. If you do not wish me to cast a prayer on you, I will discern it from your friend, and that will be fine.
Could we make an exchange?
He looks.
You clearly want information from us, which is, I think, fair. We've made a claim and you need to verify. But I think we kind of want some information from you. And Gene, at this point, I've really only been addressing the priest, and I kind of like directly point at this undead presence.
Vandrus.
What is Vandrus? Because I'm not sure if he's breathing.
Vandrus kind of sighs. He goes, I am breathing. I have a condition. Thank you for noticing.
I don't mean to be rude, much like your priest wants to verify the claim that you're making. I'm someone who can sense when things from not this world are around, and there's something about your aura that doesn't feel right.
I have a deep sickness in my blood and soul that I am fighting.
You're sick.
Yes. I didn't wake up hoping to be like this every day. I can also sense things, and his eyes make contact with you, Otisesh, and then lower to your chest, and I sense a foul aura on that one. And you, Otis, you know that he is looking directly where your phylactery is hanging under your shirt.
Gene, I just want to clarify for Dizzy's sake, I've never detected anything wiggy.
No.
Okay, just because Dizzy would be like, what the fuck are you talking about, bud? Okay, cool.
Yeah, no. Yeah, I don't think you've picked up anything. You may have gotten like weird tingles occasionally from magic, but nothing like, oh, undeath is happening. You've never been like, I divine sense directly when something is happening.
I don't know what's going on. I don't know what you're detecting. You clearly know what I'm detecting. Otis, do you have a comment here, or should we just maybe make an exchange of information?
I think the exchange of information might be the most prudent action. I do not.
Well. Oh, sorry.
I do not understand the motives of this one. And I do not like what I sense of him.
In this moment, Mortimer kind of, like, you know, you see he has heavy lidded eyes, and he goes, maybe we started this off a little bit with ulterior motives from you. Us, we have secrets. Why do we not take a seat and we can just speak?
Sure.
There's plenty of room at our table. And he just kind of gestures for you to join them.
I will take a seat.
What he can, Mortimer kind of like, and Vandrus just kind of like leans back and is still like mean eyeing Otisesh. But as you're close to him, he is breathing. It's just a little bit
Yeah.
less, a little shallower.
Okay.
He definitely has a slower movement to him, but you can definitely tell there's something about him that he's definitely like noticing things, like staring at odd things here and there. And Mortimer goes, "I am here to help with the plague that you said has been cured, in case any who have died ahead might need assistance with the losses. But also, I have magic granted to me by my prayers to my God that could assist, and I figured any an extra priest to help in those matters. My companion Vandris is a specialist when it comes to profane diseases and curses."
I am definitely curious. I don't know that I've ever met someone with the kind of sickness that you have, and I hope I didn't offend you, Vandris. I'm I'm ignorant. Okay, I didn't know.
Vandris just kind of
If
goes, "Yeah, you're not you're clearly not from Pentos, and you don't know what happened there. But let's say that many years ago, a great hero sacrificed himself to defeat a demon lord, and the ground that the demon died on has been cursed. And Pentos is the current wall and bastion that stands against it from getting out into the world. And it unfortunately had an effect on some people. And we don't
are you
talk
talking
about."
about Orwayne McLean,
Yes.
the priest?
You mean the saint? Yes. Saint Orwayne? Yes.
Apologies.
But recently, about 2 months ago, the Badlands in the center have started to act up. There's been a shift, and we were hoping that whatever's happening is not affecting Draven's Rest, which is why we were sent to investigate. Or at least I was sent to investigate. I am just accompanying Father Mortimer because he is going on behalf to help. I am going to find the truth.
I see. Well, I don't know what is plaguing Pentos. I don't think it's related, but again, I don't know what's going on in Pentos. If you have a lot of were rats running around Pentos, then there very much could be a connection. But if it's not a were rat outbreak, I don't know that it's related. I mean, I can say we kind of discovered who created this were rat disease, and we created the cure for it. Now, a priest would certainly be appreciated during these hard times. People did pass away, unfortunately. Um, but I don't know. I don't know if they're related.
That is why I'm coming to study. And honestly, I do know a few good were rats. But
I'm sorry. What was that? Good were rats?
never mind. That's a story for a different time. Point is, I need to get to the source of this infection to see if it has any relation. The the way this corruption, this profanity affects people is different. And so I must learn its nature so that I can compare my notes with my brother's.
Um. Hmm. gosh, Gene, I'd like to make an insight check because at this
Sure.
point, Dizzy is like Dizzy's taking a turn. Like these people sound like they want to do good, even if they're couching it in a certain way. So Dizzy just isn't sure if he believes them. 15.
Okay. Let me make a roll or something.
No, I don't like you. You said that you would play a game before bedtime.
They're definitely keeping things close to the chest, but they are mostly being
You
true.
literally said that you would.
All right. Well, I believe that you want to help people, so I support your cause. We may be able to help. One of my friends is actually really smart, and he did a lot of the work on creating the cure, which might help you understand the disease. Um, oh, Also, Freeport is heavily involved, and we know some of that story, but not all of it. I don't know if you can dig deeper there, but Freeport is heavily involved.
All right.
And I have a.
Go on.
Has anyone ever tried to cure you? I don't mean to be rude, but I could help. I could try.
No, you can't cure me.
Okay.
I don't know what you believe in, but I come from some of the holiest people, the grandest churches, and they couldn't do it.
Hmm. I mean, I kind of just believe in myself and that, you know, people are good, but I don't know if I have a big man in the sky looking down on me. So maybe, I don't know.
If you'd like to try, I won't stop you, but don't be disappointed when it doesn't do anything or it hurts me. And he puts his hand out.
I will close my hand around him, and that soft warmth of hospitality and very, kind of warmth of a hearth, and I will try to lay hands, purify him.
Okay. As you grab him, you watch black veins shoot through his arms, up his face. His eyes go blood red as he grunts. And for a moment, you are sucked into the past. As he used some sort of ability on you, where as he touches you, you watch as things unwind and rewind, and you see a battlefield. You see this desiccated land, old wall surrounding you on five sides, and you are facing a large chasm where this demon lord Orcus comes up from the edge, and then you, a warrior on this battlefield, this black dust and mist blows out of Orcus's mouth. You watch people wither and die and then stand in shambles undead as he points his rod, and standing in the center in this one clear ground that's maybe 10, 15 feet of diameter, a blue-skinned cleric holding up a symbol that blinds with light. And in the moment when all hope is lost and people seem like they're going to fall, he pulls out a mace and he gets ready to fight. And as Orcus is about to come down and crush him, you watch a shadow of Orcus's that maybe wasn't there and was. And you see two daggers plunge in the back, making Orcus miss his shot. In that moment, Orcus grabs whatever the shadow on his back and flings it. And you hear a thud and crash against the wall. But don't see a body on the edge. And then, in the moment, this man in blue, his mace glowing, he calls upon a divine favor, a miracle, and smashes up with this mace, and like a shooting star, smashes into the skull. Orcus goes flying back into the pit, the great crevasse, and the fissure, and his rod lands. This large skulled rod lands in the center, and from it emanates this sickly greenish aura. Time flashes forward, and you watch people living in these areas, delving into this dusted place that seems to be eternally haunted, and people become getting sick. You see a man, you know, kind of like succumb to something and take a bite of a rat, and then watch his body break and turn as he begins shifting into something bestial. You see another man kind of see some blood on a wall and of this ancient battlefield, but it kind of resolves into like infernal runes. His eyes glow green, and you see that profanity he uses. It desiccates him, but there's now a power. And then you see others taking this dust, experimenting with it, this green aura, infusing it, drinking it. You watch as like an arm bulges like Mr. Hyde. You see another one, kind of eyes, multi-facet, almost like a bug's eye, to kind of like see and look around. And then it flashes back, and you come to.
Uh, I'm going to say Dizzy falls out of his chair and kind of just begins retching. Just
And you watch as the veins on this guy's arms, these black veins that surged up when Dizzy healed him, begin to recede, and this guy is shaking and shuddering like he's in exorbitant amounts of pain.
oh, I had no idea. I'm so sorry. Oh,
You know,
that was terrible.
the Nartleby family has done some very bad things. Made a lot of deals with creatures they shouldn't have. He sniffs the air. You were supposed to be the sacrifice. And then his eyes kind of roll back, and he kind of like shakes off like he wasn't there when he said that.
I I think I need some air. And Dizzy's very shaken and lost all composure. And gee, I'm gonna head outside, and Reggie kind of like
Yeah.
quickly follows me.
Mortimer looks to you, Otis, and goes, I apologize. My friend is, like I said, sick. But he senses something on you and has not told me yet.
You
Is it?
say sick, and I don't think you mean that. He is something different.
That is for. He is sick, is all I know. And there is no cure that we can find. But we will keep looking. But until then, his order will do what they do, and that is to root out the sickness of others.
I am sorry that the work we did to cure the plague will not be of help to your companion. And I wish you the best of luck in finding that which might help him in the future.
Uh, Vandris nods to you, and then Mortimer goes, well, the plague may be in luck to at least helping us find out who created it, or if it is similar to one of my friends. But if this plague started, as you said, in Freeport, I think that will be our second stop. Though they don't like our kind so much, I believe Vandris knows the ins and outs of some of the shadier places. And Vandris just kind of nods.
You won't find what you're looking for chasing down the plague that we cured.
He nods, but he seems like he's been given a thing. He goes, uh, maybe not, but this is where we were called to, and we are not the only people looking into things. And
All right.
they kind of just
Well,
they sit with you, but they don't
continue
like.
on your way to waste your time.
And may the gate ever be open for you.
Sure.
And Otis just turns and walks away.
And they go back to talking in their little scuttlebutt. All right, Dizzy. After that, after experiencing some sort of grim psychometry, you are slowly recovering from your ordeal. You know, Reggie kind of licks at you and tries to comfort you, and over a little bit of time, you know, while that was haunting, you know, it was a lot, and you for the first time saw that yeah, your power was not enough to help that man. In fact, it hurt him, and it was weird. That was the first time you ever encountered anything like that. But it did remind you of the visions from the past, like you said, of Orwayne when you caught those visions, and it was like you were there, that whatever's inside this person is somehow part of that.
Like an echo of some kind. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Oh.
I think Dizzy is just gonna kind of climb into the back of the cart and kind of just really sort of meditate and sort of just calm himself, maybe clean some tears and snot kind of thing, and kind of just I think I'm gonna spend the night in the cart with Reg, and it's just gonna be me and him, and I'm gonna collect myself and all that.
All right. Is anyone else doing anything?
Everything's getting quiet. I'm probably just gonna check out for the night.
And the two of them, after this conversation and kind of startling experiences, they stand up together and they head upstairs to one of the rooms.
If Otis can find some bit of privacy, he'll try to sort of commune with Severax and try to get a feel for what the heck is going on with that
Okay,
guy.
I mean, you can easily go into your room and start a prayer sesh. Yeah. Okay. So as you kind of your conscious pulls down toward this dragon bone phylactery. It's kind of like how your spirit guardians, when they wrap around you in that dark mist and the shadow dragon maw appears, just pinpricks of red dots of eyes, but definitely the shape. Oh, Desesh. That abomination. What is it you seek of them?
They can sense your presence.
It is because they have one foot in the grave. They are tainted somehow, and that allows them, I don't know, to sense something.
They could be a threat, particularly if there are more like them.
It kind of like, for a moment, the smoke kind of billows. They are the first of its kind that I have ever encountered. Stay vigilant. maybe find a way to hide my aura.
We must move quickly.
Agreed.
We need these creatures to outrun, as well as threat from the home. You must make progress.
And you just kind of get a simple nod. I will look through my vast memories to see if I recall anything about these new threats.
Good.
But I think, though they may have noticed us, I do not think they know anything. Much like your companion and sensing them, it was more like that. They do not know specifics.
I agree that is the most likely outcome. Good.
It kind of, you feel it kind of fade and ebb. All right. And the night passes uneventfully, besides all of the events that happened in it. When you arise in the morning, two of the horses are gone. And you guys, you find Disbin in the caravan, or you wake up in the morning, and you guys get a breakfast. As you guys are kind of eating, Armiel kind of heads out, gets some last minute. You see a few villagers kind of run in real quick and catch Armiel and hand him a letter, or he writes a letter for them and then writes an address that he'll move it, and then he kind of takes off for the day and rides out. And you guys are kind of left to the tavern to yourself. It's early morning. Your horses are fed, rested, and the day is yours.
I think we'll get breakfast. Yeah. Let's hit the road. Let's
Follow our
maybe get.
horses.
No, I think the horses he's referring to was the Pentos guy's horses.
Yeah.
I don't think it was our horses.
No.
Okay.
No. So when you awoke in the morning, the two Pentos horses were gone. And then as you were getting up in the day, Amniel left after taking some letters, heading to whatever the next village he's going to.
Our horses are all still there.
Your horses are good.
Okay, yes.
Sorry.
Let's keep
Yeah,
moving.
your horses weren't stolen.
Sorry, I thought the Pentos guys stole our horses.
Yes, they did. They said, you know what? Those
They
guys
stole our cart. I'm on that cart as it's being driven away.
Because he just wakes up like, where are we going?
What?
Yeah. And you guys begin making your journey out of town. So, someone roll me a d20.
I'll roll one.
Norm.
Do it.
All right. 13.
Wow. All right.
Yo. I don't know if that's a sign, but that's too many 13s.
You get about through the another half day ride. Countryside. There's a village, a few miles off to your right hand side as you're hugging the coast. And you see a small fort about half a day's ride ahead of you. I don't know if you see it. I don't know how distances work. Don't ask me. But you were maybe told that if you're heading toward the Bastion, maybe you got some directions that there's a small bridge that'll head you right across, and once you cross the bridge, you'll be about.
Well, Gene, I imagine I know the way to a certain point.
Yeah.
Right? Like when we get close, I start seeing the route that I took from there more.
Yeah, and you're more or less taking the same route. So
Yeah.
you know that there's a bridge in the distance that crosses the river that spills into the ocean, and that there's a small like fort there. Maybe it was used as a battleground at some point, but it's like a small village. It's really nothing much. But once you get there, you know you're about a slow day's travel, or in a fast day, you could probably do it in a half day if you rode hard. But it's but you're about halfway. You're halfway to the bridge, and you think that you can get to that fort and bridge before nightfall,
Cool.
and then you'll be a day out. And yeah, I mean it's peaceful. Everything's nice. You guys have a little nosh. You take a little break. You eat some food. You feed your horses. You rest them, and then as you take off for the next actually, before we do that, why don't we take like a 10-15 minute break? Why don't we come back at 9:20? That feels good because I got
920 sounds good.
yeah.
Okay.
We'll come back at 9:20. All right, we'll be back in a little bit. Bye. Hello, we are back. Sam had to step out to take care of his daughter, so we will be
Oh,
probably,
baby.
Bebe, we will be likely just kind of having someone do stuff for him if it's necessary, but if not, we don't have to worry about it. All right, so where we last left off, yeah, you guys are kind of, half a day's ride. You begin making your way toward the next part of your journey. I guess, Rennie, roll me d20, please.
Go. D20 incoming. A 2.
All right. You so you begin making your way down, and a wind kind of picks up from the sea air, breathing in, blowing in some of the salty, kind of like throwing off any like scents or anything to come. And so that is where it comes to you as surprise. As you head and the fort kind of comes to your sight, you notice there are some things off. Make me a perception check, everyone.
Okay.
And
Reggie as well.
Yes, because he can communicate with you. This will be sight based for now. It can be smell later.
Yeah, mine's a fail.
That's fine. My
What's his perception? +2. Do I have that as a button? No, I'm going to make
let me look at Sam's sheet.
Jesus Christ.
Oh, Sam's back
Baby is at least asleep for now.
for now.
Yay.
So you guys kept traveling, and a salty air kind of came off the ocean. And as you came up, you started noticing that as you were heading toward the bridge fort, there was something off. So I need you to make me a perception check, so I can tell you how off it is.
Not good. 6.
6. What did we get, Rennie?
My best is a 10 for Reggie. I got a
Cool.
fucking 5.
And you also got a 6, Norm.
I got a 2.
Oh, great. Perfect. Reggie, I guess, tells you in your mind something's off. A door jar.
What?
He's like squinting. Door open.
Door's open. Reggie says the door's open of the fort?
And you guys are like squinting distance away, so it's very hard to make out anything.
Do you have a spyglass? Kellen?
No.
That seems like a thing you would have.
If one was floating around, I would definitely have it. I do not.
I imagine you guys kind of make your way closer.
Yeah, but Gene, again, have I passed through this fort before?
Yes.
Was it closed last time? And
Yeah.
you had to talk to the guard kind of
Yeah,
thing?
generally a guard or a toll or something, yes.
And the door's open?
Again, it's hard for him to describe because it's so far away.
I'm going to take out my shield and long tooth, and I'm going to put it right next to my thigh so I can grab it quick. Guys, I don't know what's going on. Just be ready. And Reggie will kind of walk next to the cart.
All right. As you guys make your way closer, please give me another perception check. And now you can use smell.
Hooray!
Yay, 16.
Okay.
Dizzy's stayed strong with a 6. Wow.
Nice.
Fuck me. 11 for Reggie.
Good. Sam, you are last to roll dice. Perception again.
13.
All right. So I'll start with the 13s. 11. You notice that the door is slightly ajar on this large fort, and you don't see a lot of movement. With a 13, yeah, you don't see anyone on top of the fort, and you don't see people outside it. and you don't really see any movement. And then Kellen, you don't really hear anything. You just hear the wind blowing, maybe against some canvas on the inside. And you know what? Why don't I just show you the fort? I feel like that just feels right.
Cool.
That I, as a good GM, should just kind of show you this fort. All right, I
Dun,
need.
dun.
So hold on. Wrong map. You can't see these things yet. Hold on. I gotta do things. Sorry, give me one moment. I have to reveal things and hide things and. How do I relog in as a player? Key. Rejoin as a player. There we go. There we go. Heck yeah. Okay, yeah. Let me now reveal these things like I meant to do. All right, so reveal.
Oh, I'm seeing stuff.
And you also notice that there used to be some trees in this area that have all been cut down. All right. So you see this large wooden fort where that bridge goes. The doors are only like a foot and a half off like ajar. Yes.
I think I'm gonna park the cart here, guys. Maybe let's check this out on foot before we just. I mean, we have to open the doors anyway if we're going to go through. So, Gene, I'm going to throw up my hood
Okay.
and I'm going to jump on the back of Reggie,
Yeah.
and we're going to park the cart, right over here.
Yep. Yeah. You guys kind of park the cart to the side, and yeah, you begin cautiously
What's his
approaching.
speed? I think it's 40. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. We'll go to here.
Okay. Uh, as you kind of get a slight angle on the door. Uh, you notice, like you hear that wind again, and you again hear this wind kind of rustling the inside, and you notice that there is some canvas. There's like a canvas tent edge you can see. There's some barrels. And make me another perception check, please. Now that you are close and can kind of peek in.
From everybody.
Thanks, team.
If you're getting closer, yes.
Me and Reggie got a 17.
Cool.
I got a 20.
All right. Yeah, as you guys kind of approach in, you notice that on the inside, maybe there's a blood splatter. You notice the doors kind of look like something big rammed it open.
Oh, we see like signs of damage.
Signs of damage. You don't see any bodies, but you do see blood here and there, like drag marks, maybe toward the edge of the barrels. But you don't hear anything in here. It is silent.
As soon as I see blood and damage, I'm going to pick up the pace.
Reggie says, "I smell bodies. I smell death."
Lead the way. Yeah, lead the way, and I'm gonna whichever way he indicates is the direction I want to go in.
Pretty much, if you want, why don't you put your guys' cells in, starting in these 6 squares. Oh wait, maybe you can't see that because that's on the GM layer. That makes perfect sense. There we go. So you guys arrive onto those 6 squares, wherever you want to be, and then let me roll some dice. So I will reveal the rest. So you see kind of this, village slash fort, empty. There's blood everywhere. You notice there are some flies buzzing in those two back tents to the north. So these two tents. And I need to roll some dice real quick. Okay. And what is everyone's what's everyone's passive perception?
11.
18 for Reg.
14.
Okay. So, as you guys are kind of coming through, you're looking around cautiously. You notice kind of a little bit not buffoonish, but like something was definitely trying to hide. But you see it. You see the largest orc you have ever seen. It kind of stands up and just looks at you. We've been waiting long enough. Let's do this. And you notice as he kind of like looks at you, squinting. He definitely kind of has like buccaneerish clothing, maybe like loose pants and a vest. There is a great axe, a spear on his back. But and there's something off about him. I'll just say that.
Are you responsible for this?
Maybe not.
Hunter's mark.
Okay, let's roll initiative.
There you go. I'll roll. I'm not synced with D20 because I didn't open one up right, but I'll just tell you. It's
That's
14.
fine. Hold on, I gotta create a dummy thing. How do I turn order? Ha ha ha. Oh god, it's so small that I can't fucking. Oh, there we go. Ooh, okay. I don't need Corfin. Corfin is not here. Ooh, unknown creature. What are you? Okay. Alright, let me just roll some quick initiatives. Ooh, interesting. I was like, what? Which one are you?
What'd I get? A 12.
Alright, I got Otis. Kellen, what'd you get for initiative?
14.
14. Okay. And then I need to figure out how to add a turn. Add a turn. Perfect. Okay. All right, there we go. Now I can add my thingies. He got her. Okay. And then lastly, and then, oh, that's perfect. All right. And now let's go to descending. All right. So, as you're about to cast this spell, he smiles, and you notice his eyes kind of pulse, and his whole eye goes black, like darkness itself. And he goes, "Get 'em, boys!" as he lets out a battle cry. Reggie goes, "Uh-oh." There's more of them, and Reggie notices, because he got an 18, it was tied. He notices that there are two guys hiding right here.
Oh.
Okay.
So he says, "Get 'em, boys!" And then he lumbers forward. As you kind of are beginning to gesture and like mark him, he pulls out his great axe and he swings down with it mightily. Does AC 20? No, sorry, AC 19 hit you?
It does not.
All right, second attack. He kind of swings twice, and you definitely get out of the way. All right, that was him. All right, these two guys begin moving forward. Oh, that guy first, right? Oh, wrong guy. Yeah, this guy moves forward, and he begins to attack. He pulls out his mace, and he will attack you with advantage because he got boosted.
Is this also an orc, Gene?
This is a hobgoblin.
Oh, hobber.
And he will attack you a second. He misses with the first. Then a natural 20 on the second.
Against me?
Yes.
I'll take it.
Okay. You will take
I can make it not a crit.
11 bludgeoning.
Okay.
All right. This guy moves forward, and he is going to attack Otisesh.
Bold move.
Does AC 19 hit you?
No.
Okay. Second attack. If AC 19 didn't hit you, then AC 18 also doesn't hit you.
It also does not. That's correct. Yeah.
All right. He swings twice and misses. All right. Great. Okay. Leaping off the roof out of the shadows, you see this rough and tumble goblin. No weapons. And she... What the fuck she do?
Look at this fucking beefcake.
Yeah, she's just an absolute beefcake. Yeah, so she leaps down and just, like, off the roof is punching Kellen in the face.
Okay.
Oh, God, I rolled badly. Misses with the first attack.
Good.
And misses with the second attack.
Excellent.
As a bonus action, she gets all nimbly bimbly and fucking runs back behind the stand. As she disengages. Hey! Otisesh, it is your turn.
I think I'm going to just shock everyone by casting Spirit Guardians.
Shocking.
Whoa.
Okay.
Ugh.
There we go.
A tragically bad damage roll.
Okay, well, I will ask you for it when they start their turn. Are you doing anything else with your bonus action?
I don't think there's much else I can do with my bonus action. No.
All right, Kellen, kaboom, your turn.
Okay, wow. Okay, let me take a look at my map. I guess this guy's close enough to attack me if I try to move out of the way, right?
Yeah, you got two people in your threat range.
Okay, so what I will do is I will have to use a bonus action to cast Kinetic Jaunt.
Okay.
You see there. Let me cast it. And then I will move up to here.
Mm-hmm.
And then I'll have to shoot it with my just with my regular gun. I can't use a firebolt. Well, firebolt's a cantrip, so I can shoot it off my gun. So
Yep.
Here's that.
Who are you shooting?
The nimble one.
Okay.
16.
16. That will hit.
Excellent. 2d10 plus 1d8. 23.
Woo! She staggers back. You watch shadows wisp off her.
Okay.
All right.
Gene, is that a familiar kind of shadowy wispiness?
You know, maybe it is. Maybe
Then
it
I'll
is.
move.
Oh, motherfucking cult of tenebris piece of. Okay, cool.
I'll move right to there.
All right. Dizzy, it is your turn.
Okay, I will Hunter's Mark the leader as per I was stated,
Uh-huh.
and I just kind of
you notice
where are the
there-
guards who if you want to make it out of this alive, you'll tell me where the guards are. Stab.
He has writhing shadow tattoos moving up and down his body that looks like to give him mass and bulk that is unnatural, even supernatural.
Okay, that's really concerning. I'm going to attack. AC 24.
That'll hit.
Okay, he will take 12 damage.
Okay.
And I would like to. Let me just check my channel divinity. That's a bonus action. Okay, nope. Never mind. I swing again.
Okay.
That's exactly what I do. AC 21.
Also hit.
He will take 12, and I'm going to put some sauce on it. He'll take 25 all day.
You can add an extra D8 if you're smiting him.
Yeah, cool. Motherfucker. He'll take, 33 all day, Gene.
All right, hold on. I took the 12 off, so I gotta add 12 and then take 33 off.
Yeah, my total is 33, Gene. For the second.
I fully messed up his hit points. Oh, God. God.
How's he looking?
That's a great question.
Okay.
I fucked up my math, so he should be there.
Sure. Oh, Gene, okay, total damage should be 45 is total
I got it.
all day damage.
All right.
Okay.
I mean, he's hurt. He looks bloodied.
Neat. Add 7. I furiously small hit him for 7 more.
Okay. All right. Next.
And then Reggie is gonna fucking go to town too.
Sure.
Reggie don't play. Okay, that's gonna be a miss on the first, but a crit on the second.
Sure. I lied to you. He's not quite bloodied, but close.
Okay, that's fine. Reggie will crit. I will add some extra dice here. Okay, Reggie will deal 10 damage to him.
All right. Now he's bloodied.
That's my turn.
All right.
Then Reggie's turn.
All right. Let's see what happens. What is your damage, Sam?
I rolled a 4.
Well, he made his save, so he takes 2.
Did the person who left that jumped in then jumped back out or whatever, did they take damage as well?
He was out before you cast.
Okay.
Because he punched and then left. But there's a guy, but don't you worry. There's a guy that's about to jump in.
Oh my.
So
a whole 4 damage.
The twin, he takes 2 because he made his save.
Yeah.
Leaps in and goes to punch you in the face. You notice shadows wrap his fist. God, I rolled 2 natural ones. I want you to understand that. Second attack. That's a D10. That doesn't do anything.
You can just roll D10s for all of them. It's fine.
16. And then he looks at you and you watch his shadow tendrils wrap around you. Please make me a strength save.
A 16 does not hit.
I know. He does this as bonus action.
Just a straight
Strength.
strength save.
Yep, strength save. I think you're near Dizzy, so you might get a little bonus.
Oh. I rolled the 2.
Wait, I'm sorry. Did he just get hit?
No, it's a bonus action saving throw.
Gotcha.
I rolled a 6.
Okay. These shadows drag you to the floor. You are knocked prone. So, that's it.
Oh, I should put my aura up, shouldn't I? If you're getting 10 feet of me, you have +4 to all your saves.
A 10 still doesn't make it. You're prone by putting that net on you. All right. That was his initiative. All right. Big man. He got to make a saving throw. He fails it. He takes 4 damage. All right. Yeah. Now that you're on the ground, he's going to attack you with advantage. Shocking everyone. Let's see if he can actually do something. There we go. Does AC 22 hit you?
It does.
Perfect. All right. You watch as he slams this axe into you, and you notice shadows wrap around the back end. 11. You are going.
I'm going to intercept this attack.
Okay.
You can knock 8 damage off of the attack.
So you will take 7 instead of 15.
Okay.
And then he'll make a second attack against you. Does an AC 20 hit you?
That is exactly my AC.
Same thing, the shadows wrap around it, and you will take 17 from this attack. And then I will need 2 easily made concentration saves from you.
You have +4 to your con saves.
Oh, dear God, I also get advantage on this.
Yeah, pretty much you just need 10s. And if
Plus
you get
another
a
4.
10, you're good to go.
Got 28 on the first one.
Good to go.
And only a 26 on the second one.
Only at 26. You barely make it. Okay.
Yeah. Squeaking by.
Squeaking by. All right. So that's him. All right, Hobgoblin. Ooh, he actually might make his saving throw. He does. Which Hobgoblin is this? So he takes 2. Okay. Okay, he's gonna do what all good thugs do. He attacks the dog.
Gee, he's at disadvantage.
He's at advantage because he's also a thug.
So, yeah, you know the drill.
He's at regular. AC 22.
He fucking hits Reggie. It's going to be the last thing he ever does. I'll tell you right now.
Reggie takes 8 bludgeoning. He'll take his second
That's a lot of
attack against that dog.
Okay.
Still a disadvantage?
Yes.
19.
He has the Saddle of the Cavalier.
Oh, 19?
19 hits.
Reggie will take another 4 damage.
Reggie's looking hurt.
All right. This guy, he will take... Ooh, he also saves. They're so smart. And he will attack Otis S that's on the ground. He will miss Otis S that's on the ground. He'll miss again. All right. And then... okay. This person, 5, 10, 15, and that's 25. What's your speed, buddy?
Whose speed?
Oh, I'm looking at the guy to get through your thingy.
Gotcha.
He doesn't have anything. You know what? Then he'll go 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. So he kind of parkours over the barrels and he goes to punch Kellen in the face. Actually, As he gets over here, Kellen, you lose sight of him for a second. He's going to bonus action hide.
Okay.
Yeah.
Is your passive perception a 19?
No.
You lose track of him as he karate kicks out from another barrel as he swings around it using momentum. So he'll do his first attack with advantage. AC 20?
That would normally hit me, but I'll use my reaction to cast a shield. That give me a +5 bonus, makes me 23.
A force field erupts around you. All right, he takes his second attack. AC 22?
Nope.
Bink. So he goes to like do this crazy kick that like barely you don't even dodge, and then this like energy field erupts around you. He kicks into she kicks into it, and then she goes to like uppercut you and almost gets through, and you watch as the shadow tendrils in her knuckle almost breach the shield, but glance off it. All right, nice. Otisesh, it is your turn.
All right. Let's see. We've got me and Reggie. Is Reggie on top of someone?
Dizzy's on top of him.
No, I'm
Okay.
riding Reggie. Yeah.
Trying to interpret the token situation. And if I use movement to stand up, that provokes attacks of opportunity or
Nope,
something?
that's just
No?
half your movement.
Then I will use my movement to stand up.
Otisesh kips up. Caca! And you are surrounded by many a people.
Indeed, I am. I think we will probably conjure a spirit weapon.
You know, I felt like you were gonna do that. And hey, buddy, here's a sweet dragon spirit weapon. I had a feeling in my body that you should be able to control it.
I crit with my attack roll that came with it, which is cool. But I didn't.
That's awesome.
It just came with me clicking the cast button.
That's fine. Who do you hit? Who were you? Who have you attacked?
Who knocked me down?
Who
That
knocked
one.
you? The punch guy. This guy. Right?
Yeah. Okay. So he takes 12 force
Okay.
damage.
Hell yeah.
And then I don't think I can do anything with my bonus action this round.
That is your bonus action. You have a full ass action now. So if you want to cantrip or you want to hit him with a weapon.
Oh, the cast. I thought the follow-up attacks for the bonus. The
No,
cast itself is
spirit
also-
weapons. So as part of the cast,
That's
you also
crazy.
attack, which is why it rolled the attack for you.
Yeah, I'm gonna hit that same guy with my Morning Star.
Yeah. All right. Sure thing.
You should have a sweet javelin of lightning too.
You do have a
I
javelin.
do. 15.
That is exactly his AC. Tell me how much damage you do.
Sweet. I do 9 damage. How hurt does he appear?
Pretty hurt. You gonna reap him?
Oh, it's time.
Something you've never done.
I don't know what you mean by reap them. Is that a thing I could do?
Your channel divinity.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Yeah,
It's called like reapers, whatever.
Touch of Death.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna touch of death that guy. He knocked
Okay.
me down. So he takes an additional 19. So he takes.
Yeah. Don't
20.
even stop.
Okay.
Stop your words.
Good God.
So you guys watch. At least some of you, most of you see Otisesh swing Morningstar, perfect form as any warrior should, and it hits this guy. And for a moment, maybe you hear it in your soul, but not your ears. You hear a mine, and you watch as what looks like a maw mark, but you don't see a face or a mouth appear, and this thing gets consumed from the inside and like sucks into itself and just is like a meat pile as it falls and it kind of where those what looked like some sort of large maw closed on it, and then it kind of like got consumed and was just a meat pile.
Whoa.
Maybe we're the bad guys.
Nothing weird, guys. Just he became a meat pile. There was
Nothing to
definitely
see here.
Totally normal meat piling.
And
Nothing
I will
big.
say for Norm, since you're kind of outside the spirit guardians, there's always kind of like a shadow dragon that flies through Odysseus' spirit dragons. Its eyes glowed a vibrant red when that happened, and then they kind of fade down. But
Wow.
nothing weird, guys. Everything's fine.
Nothing at all.
Anything else, Kellen? Or not Kellen, I meant Odysseus. You good? You good? Okay. Awesome. Kellen, it's your turn.
Okay, I will cast Thunder Wave as a second level spell.
Okay.
As a 15-foot range. It looks like I can get a couple of them then.
You would. Oh, the back line. Okay, yeah, I see where you're going. Hell yeah.
You get all
Okay.
3.
All right, let me roll some. What is my save DC, my guy?
On 17 save.
All right. First guy, fail. Other hobgoblin makes it. Big man Jones. He also makes it. So, first guy is going to go flying. So, give me the total damage and I'll half it.
11.
Okay. 11. The first hobgoblin that also. Hold on. Why are you doing that? Minus 11. This guy gets flung into this wall and slams onto the underside. This guy, half of 11. Looking more hurt. Not doing great. And this guy also looking okay. Doesn't look super dead yet. But
How does that one look?
you don't reach that one because you aimed your thunder wave toward the back line of 3.
No, it's a range. It's a 15. Hold on.
But
Let me double check.
It's a cube that you direct.
I can't. Let me see. Hold on. Let me look at it real quick.
Yeah.
Yeah, basically, so you make a 15-foot square, and it's attached
originating
to you.
from me.
Correct.
Yeah. No, but it's not on a radius around you, like my aura or Otis's.
So you tagged these 3 with it. You can't tag that one lady.
All right. Let me do my movement. 5, 15, 30. I'll go back to there.
Okay. I love that. All right.
That's it.
Dizzy.
Okay. As a bonus action, I just kind of raise my shield high, and I just kind of give a shout. Yeah! And I'm going to do a swift bastion. I'm going to use my channel divinity.
Uh-huh.
And Reggie, Otis, and Kellen, you are all going to gain 5 temporary hit points.
Huzzah.
And you can move half your speed without provoking attacks of opportunity.
Right.
Yeah, so it's like he lets out this battle cry, and for a moment, the darkness in the eyes of the orc kind of like fade, and it gives you that moment to move as it is revealed that there's vigilance afoot. So if you want to move half your speed, you can.
Yep.
Groovy. So you have 5 temp HP as well.
Yep.
Let me just mark that for Reg, and he's got 5 temps because he fucking needs them. And I keep going after Bossman.
Okay.
AC 25.
Big hit.
He will take 15 damage, and I'm going to drop another smite into him.
Sure thing.
15 plus 9, so 24 plus 4, he'll take 28 all day from the first attack.
He is barely standing. A stiff breeze could knock him over.
Well, great. I have a second attack, so. AC 27, I'm guessing hits.
That does.
He will take 15 more.
He goes down, but his orcish blood surges, and he stands back up.
Mm.
Reggie will then try to bite out his knees. All right, let's see. First attack, big miss. Second attack, AC 17.
That'll hit, and he goes down.
Yep.
All right.
That's my turn.
Okay. All right, what'd you roll for your new damage, Sam?
Great question.
Aren't you glad I asked? I fail, so it's very important that I know that number.
I think it's 100.
What'd you say?
15.
The fog overwhelms him, and you don't hear bites or screams, but you do hear the clattering of bones drop in this strange mist. All right.
Oh, no.
Otis, that's just a good guy. You all should know this. Oh, gosh. This guy, you do hear screams from this man, but he's still alive, apparently. Ah! And I guess, I don't know what he's going to do. He's so hurt. He will, can he get out of this? I don't think he can. 5, 10. Oh, he can. He will action disengage. 5, 20, 25, 30. And he begins running. All right. That was him.
That's with him moving at half speed.
Yep. It took him 20 to get to the edge, and then once he was at the edge, he can go the other 5, 10. So.
Got it.
Yes. This is her. She begins running away as well. 10, 15. All right. So she runs off the map, but you see her go to hide. You all know where she is. She's literally right there because I rolled a natural 1 on my stealth check. So I will leave her on the map, but she's like 2 squares further. Odysseus, is your turn.
Great. Spirit weapon. Let's see. How far can this move? 60 feet. Okay. Does it move and attack, right?
It moves 20 and then attacks, but it's
Okay.
it's within range to hit the red guy.
Yeah. Cool.
Yeah.
Yeah. 12. That'll miss.
No, that hits. Whoa.
Oh.
Whoa.
Oh, wow.
This is a thug. This is just a straight thug. You hit.
Does 5 damage.
This guy looks real hurt. Looks like maybe some sort of bell could probably take him out. Easy peasy. Or even a morning star. Who knows? Depends how you're feeling.
5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. I'm thinking I'll just leave him in my my cloud.
Perfect. That makes
And
sense.
then Bell the
The
one
brawler.
that's hiding.
Sure. All right, let me make some sort of saving throw. Wisdom 19. She makes it, so she only takes. She also is on death's door when she starts her turn. She might be dead before that, but I rolled it already, so we'll find out. All right. Odysseus. Oh no, she. Oh, sorry.
2d8.
Oh no, she. Sorry, she got a 19, so she makes her save.
Oh, got it.
So there we go. So she didn't take any damage yet, but she might die from the Spirit Guardians. I'm not sure, honestly. All right. Yeah, so she made a 19 because she has good whiz. Dizzy, your turn.
I go next,
You
right?
skip Kellen.
Oh,
Yep.
did I skip Kellen? I did skip
Yes,
Kellen.
I am last of good guys.
Sorry. Kellen doesn't have an image. He just has a long-ass name. So I was like, oh, what's a blank thing going? Boop.
35, 40. Okay. I'll try to blast her with
So if you run by that guy, he's... Oh, you don't provoke attacks. Never mind. Turn around.
correct. 15.
That will hit her.
Okay. Wrong one. 15, 19 total.
She burns to death as fire shoots out of your large magical gun. You good?
Yep.
All right, Dizzy.
Okay, I'm gonna have Reggie move me first.
Sure.
And Gene, I would like to try to grapple this guy.
Okay. Make an athletics
19.
or whatever one you want to do. He wriggles out all nimbly bimbly.
Really?
Yeah, I rolled a natural 20, so you got a 23.
Okay. I am going to hop off Reg, go here, and just attempt a shove. I'm trying to shove him out of the murder zone.
Okay. Oh, I think you're gonna do it.
18?
Yeah. You got a 1.
Cool.
I'm also looking at the wrong
and
side, so, yeah.
I kind of, at this point, I'm just gonna kind of point the long tooth at him and go, your boss is dead. Your best bet is to surrender. And Reggie is basically going to... Can I have Reggie try to grapple him as well?
Sure.
Okay. What is Reggie's athletics? Probably not stellar, to be honest. He's got +2 strength. Groovy. Reggie will try to grapple him. 6.
10. Get your dog off me.
He'll try with his other attack as well.
Okay.
The same fucking 6. Jesus.
17. He just pushes your dog away.
Listen, I don't want to kill you. Give up, and you can live. That's gonna be my turn, G.
Okay. He goes. He looks at you and nods and runs, not disengaging, looking like he wants to provoke you to stab him in the back.
I do not do so.
Okay. Yeah. He just looks and runs. But you can tell that he doesn't want to be captured. Like, he'd rather die than be captured. It's like...
Yep, I got that. Just so I don't stab him, but yep.
Yep, okay. So 5, 10, 20, 25, 30, and then he dashes 5, 15, 20, 25, 30, and you watch him leap off the edge of this.
How far down is the other side?
Probably like 20 feet.
Okay.
And you hear a sickening crack.
Dizzy kind of is like, what?
And that's... And the world goes silent.
Are we out of combat, Gene?
You are out of combat.
I'm going to rush outside to see the condition of that dude.
So you see,
Like
like,
himself.
a spot over here where he definitely landed, and just you watch the body kind of roll into, like, is at the bottom of this, like, river gorge now. But he definitely landed on the hard edge over here.
I'm going to rush over to him and see if I can save him.
Let's see.
I'm not optimistic, but Dizzy has an agenda.
So you rush over to him. All right. Let's see. So probably take okay. Yeah, you get over to his body. It looks broken. Yeah, roll me an initiative check.
Okay.
And if you get a number that I am naming in my head.
14.
That is unfortunately one shy. I was looking for a 15.
Yep, that's fair.
As you get to him, you see that moment happen where he's like kind of twitching and just as a last breath and wrap. You were moments away.
Well, that was unusual.
I'm gonna search his body and then make my way back to the group.
Yeah.
Odyseth and I will check the bodies up here as well.
Yeah, I was about to say we should start checking these, and any like I don't know if there's actually crates on the ground and tents, but we should be.
There are.
searching
Those
the
are
area.
there. So with a quick look around, there's a bunch of like leather armor from the two hobgoblins, mace, heavy crossbow. The brawlers are only wearing stud leather. And the big orc has a big great axe and a spear and is wearing chainmail. They all look of mediocre quality. As you get to the far two tents, there's like bodies in there. There's maybe like 5 guards in one tent, maybe some like commoners that could be like traders and people who like supplied the fort in this tent. They were killed. And then in this tent, it's empty. And in the crates is like foodstuffs and generic things. You see a lockbox, which you assume is likely where they kept tolls or whatever. But besides that, this camp, this is not really a fort to protect anything. It was just like an old place that a few like settlers would like trade along the way, and maybe the tolls help like keep things like supplied and like the next step of the journey if you're heading to the Bastion of the Strong. Like they weren't members
Kellen,
of the Bastion.
I don't think this was weird. I think this is the cult of Tenebris. Those shadow powers, that's the kind of stuff we saw with Lady Lash and them.
Right. Oh, looks over at Otis and says, what was that?
What was what?
That pile of meat thing.
People die.
Not like that.
Obviously, they do die like that. He points at the pile.
So he did it with this weapon, right?
with the
I mean, you hit it with the weapon, and he turned into meat.
No. Well, yeah, that is what happened.
That is what happened. Listen, Kellen, we all have abilities.
Yeah, but
I can summon strength from within me. You can shoot fire out of that gun of yours. Otis comes from somewhere else. His power comes from somewhere else. What matters now is these people get a decent burial.
And I guess we should deliver the strong box in the news of what happened to somebody before they think we're involved in this too.
I will say, as you're talking and doing this, when you search the large orc, there is a letter on him that is written in Goblinoid. There is a description of you three, your dog, and Corfin.
Finn?
Yeah. Yep. All it says is they have left the coastal town, likely headed to the Bastion. Stop them at all cost. It is not signed. It's also not written in that weirded coded language.
It's just
So
goblinoid.
So everyone make me an insight check.
Oh, great. It's not good for me.
I mean, you can still
10.
try.
17.
There you go.
It's pretty good. Pretty good.
15.
Okay. So kind of when you were saying that theory of like, oh, the cult's after us. Well, maybe it's a twofold strike. Maybe it was members of the cult who happen to also be members of Freeport. So maybe the cult has infiltrated that level. So there could be more of a connection, or it could just be someone in the cult who is part of Freeport took the opportunity to do the cult's business. And when that thug ran away, that thug did not look like searching him. That's just a dude from Freeport. That is not a cult
Right.
member. The guys who had the weird shadow fist, definitely cult members. But those two looked like they were just two, thugs from Freeport.
Yep.
So that's just kind of what you get after reading the note and seeing this guy.
Dizzy kind of shakes his head, clearly like a look of disappointment. And I'll tuck the letter away, Gene. And I'm gonna start. I get out a shovel, and I'm gonna find a patch of earth and start digging holes.
And I think, honestly, that's a great place to stop. I think as you kind of, with a little sorrow and, a little sadness in the heart because these people were not willing to at least attempt to give up or be saved, you begin digging and doing your duty. And, as you kind of, the dealings of even just traveling through the world, and all the things, the oddities you have met along the way in this a few days. In the distance, on the mountains, on the bluff's edge, you see the bastion looming as a beacon, and that will be your destination next time we play. So, thank you all for playing. Good time getting back. We did it. We were in it.
Yeah.
Awesome. So thank you guys very much, and hopefully we'll get to do this in 2 weeks or next week. We'll see how the schedule aligns. We are trying to do it twice a month, whether that is the same Tuesday or every other Tuesday. We're gonna see how it works. However we can do it. So everyone,
Get there.
good night, and thank you very much for playing, guys. Bye.
Yeah.